And who's ready to honestly change your life? All right. If you're ready to see this life-changing information, I need you to make some noise.
Yes.
There you go, Cam. Now that's okay, and I'll let you golf clap a possibility. I'm not talking about possibilities, I'm talking about a probability. I want you to make so much noise that they might want to put us out. Let's go, make some noise in here. One writer said that the key to successful relationships is to communicate clear expectations. And so I want to tell you up front what to expect. One of the things that I'm not a fan of, one of my pet peeves is for people to stand in front of a room and waste your time. You can get more money, and some people might be looking for money, but the truth is you can never get more time. And so I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to make sure that the time that we actually spend here together is quality time. Is that okay? Yeah. And so I'm going to tell you enough information to make an educated decision. There is so much and so many moving parts in this that I want this to be an overview and not an interview. Come on. Okay? And so I'm not going to go delve very, very deeply into all the different nuances and information, but I am going to tell you a lot. But I want to also tell you that I am not here to tell you about Karatbars. I am not here to try and get you to do something. I am not here to persuade or convince you. Today, when you leave here, you might be motivated, but I am not here to motivate you. These next few moments might be informational, but I'm not here for information. These next few moments, you might actually feel some inspiration. I'm not up here to inspire you. This moment is not motivational, it's not informational, and it's not educational, though you might experience all of those things. This moment is confrontational. And it's not me confronting you. I want you to look into the mirror of your own life and tell yourself the truth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I don't know about anybody else, but y'all ever met somebody that needs some real friends or a mirror? They need one of two things. Because if you look in the mirror and see something wrong and you still don't fix it, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. And I'm not going to hear and try to hoorah and pom-pom, and if your situation ain't your motivation, I can't help you. Okay? So, if y'all ready, scream, I'm ready. Ready! Awesome. Well, if I'm ready. Does this not work? Okay.
The world is changing faster than ever. What used to take decades is now taking years or even months.
What you see right now is the illusion that people have had for many decades about the workplace being the secure place to work the rest of your life.
For the first time in the history of our nation, our children will not do as well as us.
We've seen our friends get laid off. We've been laid off. We've had our pay cut.
People are overworked and underpaid. They seem to have less time and less freedom. They live under constant pressure.
This is going to be forced. And so even if your employer loves you, they may have to cut you.
There's something wrong that on Monday morning, the heart attack rate increases by 35%.
Technology is accelerating, job security is declining. It just doesn't seem like the old models of making a living are as reliable as they used to be.
Every aspect of our lives, there's a better way out there, but we're still doing it the old way.
We live in the greatest country on the planet, and there are a lot of people sitting around complaining and being cynical.
Like everyone's whining about this old model, and I'm like, why don't you leave it? Look at all this over here. Look at all this opportunity.
Since so much of our lives revolve around our work and the way we make our living, many people are thinking there just has to be a better way.
The biggest challenge facing our world today is not making money, is what are we going to do with all the displaced, unemployed people?
People are afraid that they're going to make the wrong decision. People are afraid of the unknown. People are afraid that maybe I don't have the skills.
Hey, sports fans, industrial age is over. It's dead. It's died. That's why going to school to get a job is an obsolete idea. A steady paycheck is an industrial age idea.
That's it, guys. We're living in the time where the moment has come for the rise of the entrepreneur. And call me crazy, but I think y'all need to be a little more excited about that. Right? The rise of the entrepreneur. And the reason why is because we live in the greatest country on the planet. I mean, this is the only place in the world where you can have a PhD or a GED and make the same thing.
That's right. That's good. That's right.
And many people have aspirations, they have ambitions, they have desires, but very few people actually have a plan. And so I'm not suggesting that I have the way, but I am saying that we have a way. And the idea, we have a great idea. The idea actually revolves around gold, saving gold. Karatbars gold products are an alternative means of diversifying your family's assets. Less than 1% of the world's population owns physical gold, and this, my friend, makes this a massive market. I want to just kind of share with you just a little bit about Karatbars International, a real place that you can show up to any day of the week, located right there in Stuttgart, Germany, founded in 2011, so it's rock solid, okay? With international shipping now with about 140 countries around the globe, specializing in the production and sales of high quality gold in small transaction-friendly increments. Now, I will not sit up here today and tell you that Karatbars was my plan. I'm not going to tell you that 1 year ago that I thought that this would be something that would get me to where I want to be. See, because Karatbars wasn't the issue. Karatbars was just a vehicle. It was something that I could get into, that I could actually start to move from where I was to where I really truly wanted to be. And how many know that there are certain vehicles, I don't care, like we got in the vehicle to get from the DMV all the way down here to Charlotte, because any vehicle can take you where you want to go as long as that vehicle is able to sustain the journey. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so I don't know about y'all, but I don't know how they did it here, but you know, we had a whole lot of used car salesmen back home. And when I was growing up, they say, look man, be careful because somebody tried to sell you a lemon. All right? And that's what they called it. And because there were some things that look really good on the outside, but when you pop the hood, you see that it doesn't look too good on the inside. Y'all got this? And so as we pop the hood on this vehicle, we actually see that this thing is ran by a true visionary. We see the engine, the thing that causes this thing to run. A gentleman by the name of Mr. Harold Sykes, who I had the privilege of meeting courtesy of Mr. Mike Palco. Appreciate that just a few months ago. And the reality is that not only is he the CEO and founder of Karatbars International, but he's also a senator in the Global Economic Network. Now, I'm not talking about your state senator. I'm talking about a senator in the Global Economic Network and also a member of the Economic Council. How many think that this guy probably has a pretty good grip on what economics is from a worldview?
Absolutely.
Yes. Qualifying him to actually educate us or provide a means of economic growth for us. And here's what he says. His mission really blows me away because I'm really mission-minded. He says, my mission is to produce the highest quality of gold available in the marketplace and make it easily accessible for the masses of honest people around the world at a price where somebody screamed at everyone.
Everyone.
That everyone can afford. Y'all still sleep? That everyone can afford. And he says, my goal, gives us his goal along with his mission is to help, with Karatbars, is to help millions, plural, find financial freedom from the current system of debt. And if this man want to help millions of people, I will be crazy if I want to at least be one.
Yes.
All right? And so that's it. And so, guys, that's really it for introduction. I'm just going to very quickly go over 3 ways that you can participate. And listen, let me just go in and set it up front. You can participate in 1 out of 3 of these ways. You can participate in 2 out of 3 of these ways. You can participate in all 3 of these ways. And guess what? You can participate in none of these ways. Everybody do me a huge favor. Just go and inhale real quick, real deep. Blow it out. What did I just prove to you? You was alive before you saw this. Chances are you're going to be living long after you see this. So, hey, we're just showing you no pressure, no harm, no foul. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Is that fair enough?
Yes.
All right, way number 1. You can just save gold. I told you it's going to be confrontational, so right out the gate, like, I just need you to confront yourself. Does anybody in here, and I don't even want you to raise your hand because you might got a judgmental neighbor, but if you got some savings problem, just blink for me, all right? Just blink real quick. I have a problem with savings, and here's the problem with people having an issue with savings. There are some people, let alone saving gold, there are some people who don't even save, period. And the paying yourself.
Yes. Right.
According to labor law, anybody that works ought to get
Paid.
And if you are in violation of the law, it's a good chance that you can do what? Go to. Some of y'all need to be locked up. You need to get locked up because if you don't have savings, all that means is that you're not on your own payroll.
Oh my goodness.
Now you explain to me why you got the gas company on your payroll, the electric company on your payroll, the mortgage company on your payroll, the insurance company on your payroll. You got you got your student loans on your payroll, but when you don't have savings, you ain't on your own payroll.
On payroll.
You ain't on your payroll. Something's wrong with that. And so I'm not telling you to just save cash. I'm telling you you can save gold. And what we found out in a very short period of time, that the wealthy do things a little differently than average people do or than poor people do. I might not just say to you. And what they do is get their money or their fiat, their cash, they get it out of that form as quickly as possible, and they put it in one of three things. Historically, they put it in either real estate, oil, or precious metal. Gold being the superior. And you want to know why? Because God ain't making no more of that stuff.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
So you can just save gold, but let's find out if this is a good idea. Well, I don't know. Since the Great Depression in 1932, the dollar has literally lost 98% of its purchasing power, while gold has risen over 4,300%.
Wow.
Yes.
Y'all picking up what I'm putting down?
Yes.
And because of a little thing called inflation. And I'm not talking about pumping up a tire. I'm talking about inflation. Well, the cost of goods and services continue to increase while your money stays the same. Things cost more, but you ain't getting paid more.
That doesn't work.
That's crazy. No. Don't take my word for it. I want you to challenge everything that I say. You can check ask your pockets. Y'all remember when you was partying like it was 1999? You can actually go to a grocery store and you can actually get yourself a basket, a shopping cart. I'm in Charlotte. You might call it a buggy, right? Like, you know, up our way, we went to, we had Safeway, Giant, we had Shoppers Food, but I'm down here in the South. Y'all might got Piggly Wiggly, right? or something. I don't know, and it doesn't matter. But you could take $20. You can fill up an entire shopping cart of groceries 99. Y'all remember that? Yes. But just 10 years later, you take the same 20 and you take it to the grocery store, you're probably only going to get half those items. Show up in 2019 with $20 and go to the grocery store if you want to. You might as well save your time, energy, and don't even get one of these things, because the few items that $20 are going to get you can hold right in the palm of your hand. Now, whenever I'm lying, I welcome you to stop me. And we don't pay attention to stuff like this. Now, some of y'all are probably at least 2 months older than me. But I remember being able to pull up to the gas station, the fuel station, and say, hey, let me get $5 on pump 3. Y'all remember that? And actually, during those times, the reality is that you didn't even have to get out of the car. People had a job. They would knock on your window and say, what you want, right? Yeah. And you could put $5 in your tank, have a half tank of gas, about 3/4 tank of gas. Show up the tank now with $5. You was just like this little green man trying to pull your meter to something. And we laugh, but sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying. Because we don't understand what's happening. But you have to figure out a way to solve inflation, and gold does a phenomenal job of allowing us to do that. Now I'm gonna just say this real quick before I move on to way number 2, but somebody scream way number 1. Way number 1, you can just save gold. Yes. And even if this is what attracted me here, because even if this is all you did, you can become very, very wealthy. True story. Listen, from 2017, 2018, I don't have to go back that far. The U.S. inflation rate was right about 3%, technically about 2.8, but just rounding up for safety's sake, right? Just peace of mind. I don't want nobody to crash in their mind, right? So about 3%, which literally means that you lost 3% of buying power. And I'm not talking about long ago. I'm talking about 2017, 2018. And I was talking to a woman who actually was saving money, and I said, well, how's your savings habit? She said, I got an impeccable saving habit. I'm a retiree. She said, I put my money in a savings account that's not attached to a checking account. And she said, I drive it all the way across town to a credit union that closes early, so that if I do get tempted to touch what I ought not touch, she said, guess what? I have to go all the way, fight through traffic, and make it all the way across town and touch what I shouldn't touch. She said, so I have good savings habit. She had about 10 grand in her account in a year. She did okay. But I applaud her. I just clapped. I said, you got one problem. Your money's in the bank. She said, where should I put it? Under my mattress, in a shoebox, in the sink. I said, no. I said, just last year, I said, this was last year we talked, I said, you lost 3% buying power on your money. That $10,000 is only worth $9,700. True story.
Yeah.
And whatever you were saving the 10 grand for is going to cost you about 10.3 to get
Wow.
it. If you took that same 10 grand that you weren't going to touch anyway and put it in gold, gold actually appreciated in the same time frame about 12%.
12%.
Would you rather show up and have $11,200 or $9,700 from your 10 grand? Y'all, see, some things it's just a no-brainer decision, which literally means you can take your brain out of your head and you'll still make the same wise decision. Right? So, that's it. Way number 2, we can build massive wealth through this avenue called cryptocurrency. Now, I don't want y'all to get nervous about this because you don't have to be a crypto expert to participate in the crypto phenomenon here at Karatbars. And I know that some of us here like, I don't know what that stuff is. That's that internet money, you know? Right? Crazy stuff. But let me share this with you. Cryptocurrency is really the wave of the future, and just simply put, without a whole lot of technical details, the reality is that cryptocurrency is digital currency that uses blockchain technology. Simply put, it's just digital currency. That's it. That's all. That uses peer-to-peer transactions. And guys, whether we like it or not, things are shifting. You can look at these articles and you see that U.S. citizens today can actually accept their federal and state tax refund with this stuff called Bitcoin. You open up your Cash App, you got a decision if you want to use cash or
That's true.
like don't take my word for it. I'm just telling you the stuff that's happening. Whole Foods. Y'all see what I'm saying? They're actually receiving Bitcoin. We have the first ever physical gold-backed crypto. Yes. I know that some of y'all clapping don't even have a clue what you're clapping about. You don't really know why you're excited. You just know that this sounds exciting. Well, this is actually for scared investors like me. Yeah. Because now it's almost a risk-free investment. That is backed by a physical element, and it'll never go under the amount of gold that it's backed by. And when I say gold back, I'm not just talking about a figment of your imagination, but y'all watch this and y'all tell me what you think.
So I'm sure everyone are very excited to see a lot of gold physicals in person. It's actually my first time as well, so I'm very excited. So I would like to ask Mr. Said, what is your next steps and what do people expect?
The people can expect from our global payment system with gold. And that's what we create since 2011 until now with the modern time with our coin. What we create together. We have our gold coin and also our mainnet, what we created and already done in September 2019 in this year. And if we are finished with this, we have for the whole world the possibility to use our payment system with real gold behind it.
Imagine right now the world is limited in accepting payments by gold and cryptocurrency because of the technological knowledge, because of the technological gap. We bring the masses an easy way to start adopting cryptocurrency and gold payments cheaper, faster, non-refundable, and without assuming the volatility of the gold or cryptocurrency.
My vision was, as I began in 2011, spread the gold to all the people in the whole world. And now we developed this with thanks also Mr. Thomas, Mr. Haidt. They was in the beginning a big investor, now a partner and friends. And now we are a big team, and our goal is, and my goal is, that gives the people the opportunity to survive.
So Mr. Haidt, as the chairman of the board of the Gold Standard Banking, could you tell us what's your vision in the next 5 years?
Bring the gold to the people, to bring the technology, the newest technology, keep it, use it, this is the newest technology, transparency and independency for all the people.
So I'm sure everybody is very excited and they can't wait to see your visions. And so once again, thank you, our executive, for joining us here for this interview. And let us all fly to the moon.
Guys, I'm talking, check your neighbor's pulse. See if they're alive. I mean, I don't understand how they send it. I don't understand how y'all ain't throwing chairs right now. Like I'm not talking about gold certificates and gold stocks and just a figment of your imagination. I'm talking about physical gold. See, I'm telling you guys, like, this is the thing about it, right? Like, you've got to understand that you can never back a thing by more stuff than you have in your possession.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
How you going to back something by something that you don't have?
Yes. Sir.
Right.
And here's what you got to understand about crypto. Crypto actually was skyrocket just with speculation, supply and demand.
Right.
We have that, and they can guarantee the growth of the coin by the growth of gold.
Yes.
Without market cap or supply and demand.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
Can y'all smell when I'm stepping in? I'm telling you, this is bananas. Like, research done. I mean, now, if you're going to research the researchers. Ask questions like, why in the heaven would the LBMA want to be affiliated with us? The London Bullion Market Association, but they are refinery partners. Find out how in the world you are operating in about 140 countries to date. Now, I was told you can fool some of the people some of the time. But ain't no way you can fool all the people all the time. It's just not going to happen. Ask yourself, how is FedEx, a reputable company like FedEx, how are they our delivery partners? They so much attached to us, they had to put an office in our office. MasterCard is our payment partners. Are y'all listening to me?
Yes, indeed.
They could have picked Visa, but that might be a slave card. This is a MasterCard. It's about time. It's about time that you control your finances and your finances don't control you. Our payment partners. And listen, just in case you want a God stamp of approval on it, the Vatican is our licensing partner. Now listen, you can say what you want to say about the Catholic Church. Every church has their problems. But I can tell you this, I ain't never seen a Catholic storefront. And it's true story, I ain't lying. Because when they do their fundraisers, they ain't selling fish dinners, chicken dinners, and having kitty car wash. No. These jokers are coming, getting grams of gold, giving it to their congregation, their parishioners, and the money that they put out, the thing that they have is going to be worth more than the money that they get. What are you doing? We can learn a lot from the Pope. Y'all listen. And then it got so good and said, we're going to do it again. 100,000. I had to call. Is this true? You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. 100,000 these every single year, and that's what they do? Man, this is crazy. Anyway, somebody say way number two.
Way number two.
You can invest in crypto. And listen, just real quick, I'm a zoom past because I don't have a lot of time. But somebody shout way number three.
Way number three.
Now, I don't know what you see when you see this picture. But when I see this picture, I mean, I ask people all the time, when you see this picture, I mean, people say, I see serenity, I see peace, I see comfort, I see joy, I see my backyard, I see my zen room, I see all type of things. When I look at this, I see multiple streams feeding one body of water. Yes. And at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you, my financial life looks a little like this. I have multiple streams of income. Some flowing, but some ain't flowing heavy, but they're flowing. Some are flowing a little heavier than others. Some are flowing very heavy. Some are flowing moderately. Has anybody ever been in this position where it used to be flowing, they ain't flowing at all? Ever showed up to work and they say, yesterday was your last day? And what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket? Joker, take your basket, they got breakfast and dinner. You ain't got eggs in the morning or chicken at night. And you gotta figure out a way to have multiple streams of income, because your income will determine your outcome. And real quick, I'll just share this with you guys, and I promise I'm not preaching closing. I'm closing. Like I'm really closing with a lot of time to spare. Here's the thing, guys. You can participate in a referral program. So way number one, you can just save. Who thinks it's a great idea to save gold, if nothing else? As long as it's affordable, yeah?
Right.
And as long as how much it costs for me to get in? Well, it's $3.00. All right? Free. You open a free gold savings account. You got a gold savings account now? You can save as little as $5 to infinity. I think that's admirable. In your gold savings account. You can invest in cryptocurrency, and I'll show you a plethora of ways that you can do that. But you can also start to refer it to other people you know that ain't got a gold savings account. And they'll pay you handsomely. They refer. So, if y'all notice, I ain't saying nothing about packages. This is way number 3. Some say way 3.
Wait.
I ain't said a word about packages because most companies, you got to get a package, you got to do this, that, and the third. No. You do whatever you want to do. I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. But when people get packages, they fall in one of 4 categories: bronze, silver, gold, VIP, and all of these categories. Listen, no matter which package you have, you're going to get paid 10% immediately from whatever they decide to do. And then there's a generational check match on that, meaning that when you invite others, you're going to get paid generationally. Now, I've seen check match before, but I ain't never seen it on direct commissions or fast starts ever in my life.
Right.
I've sat in companies and helped them create comp plans, and I never even thought about putting generational check match on direct commissions and what? And then on top of that, these crazy jokers gonna pay you another check match. Y'all just watch what I'm saying. This is insane. We primarily build 2 teams. 2 teams. And for those who look for statistics, the average networker only recruits 2.7 people. Now, you hang around here long enough, you're going to know what a 0.7 of a person is. You know what a half a person is. True story. But most comp plans make you go get 3, which is a little too many for the average person. But with 2, primarily, man, you can build as many as you desire, but primarily 2 teams. And here's the way that this thing pans out, and it pays in cycles. Gold is measured by its unit measure, okay, first and foremost, but secondly, our volume here, we're calling them units. Every time anybody decides that they want to save them just 1 gram of this classic gold, that is here, guess, which is 999.924 karat gold. That ain't for you. I'm just letting you see. I'm generous. That ain't a good gift. Which is 999.9. Every time somebody wants to save them one of those classic cards, and they want to do that classic gold, hey, it's 1 unit. Okay? Listen, it looks for 25 units to show up on one team and 50 units to show up on another, and it creates a what? A cycle. And contingent upon which package I decide to invest in, it would determine what my payout would be. If I got bronze, €40, 50, 60, €80. If I had to speak that in English, 45, 57, 69, and about $92. Every single time Team A hits how many units? Overbook test. And every time Team B hits what? 50 units. Yeah, let that make its way back up. So every time it's
can't concentrate.
and guys, all I'm telling you is every time it cycles. Now, every time somebody gets a bronze package, it produces how many units?
5.
Do I care if 5 people, if I'm looking for 5 new units, do I care if 5 people want to say 1 gram of classic gold or 1 person get a bronze package?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, man. That's why I'm not trying to get them to do what I want.
Very good.
Let them do whatever they want.
Very good.
I'm running my business, so I'm just looking for the units that I need to do what?
Cycle.
And I'm welcome to cycle class, guys. I mean, this is about to go fast, all right? Real quick. And so every time somebody cycles, contingent upon which package you have, you get paid up to 7 generations check match. What? Not out of their check, your own check, just for them being in your referral. Now, y'all saw all these percentages and all this stuff, and it gives you a headache. People need to see money, just dollars. And listen, this is not a hyperbole. This is a disclaimer that says this is not an official Karatbars document. All right? This was created by an affiliate using math from the Karatbars, from what I just showed. Just math, that's all. To produce numbers, okay? So, I so happen to know the person that did it. All right, so real simple. Who wants a 90-day game plan? All right, real simple, and I'm done, and I still have time to spare. Listen, guys, I didn't want to find out if this thing worked 90 months later. Didn't want to figure out whether or not this was the deal for me 12 months later. But can I just take some time and just condense my time frames and do something? If I would take some gunpowder right now and I spread it from up here to the back of the room and then go to the end and light it, what happens? Trail of fire. But if I take that same amount of gunpowder and I pack it up into a small condensed container and then light it, what happens? Boom! It creates an explosion. And if you want an explosion in your business, you do a lot of work over a little bit of time.
That's good.
So what I'm going to show you right now is just a lot of people doing a little bit of work in 12 weeks. Make sense? So, and I dumbed this down and said, man, we took out all of the fluff. We didn't factor in anybody saving gold. We didn't factor, which is a great idea. We didn't factor in anybody doing, because it didn't matter. We said, what if everybody did the lowest package possible? And what if everybody did the least amount of work possible? And we're just talking about this. And so the number of weeks are right here. The number of units, which is how many? 5. And then there are new units that show up now. Wherever I'm wrong, just stop me. I'm okay. And I already told you that you get a 10% direct. And then I said that whenever somebody else do something, you get a 3%, and then they do something. Then so this is with them only putting one person on Team A and Team B. Math. True story. You put one person on 5 units show up left and right. Yes? Is that enough for a cycle? No. Because I need 25 on and 50 on. It's only 5. But I did personally do it, so it's going to pay me 10%. 150 euro package, 10% of 150 is still what? 15. But US dollars is about $17, according to the Forex at this time. Right? $17. Do that twice, 17 times 2 is still what? 34. Boom, boom, boom. Now listen. Those two do the same thing, those two do the same thing. This is just in the perfect world, okay? So there's too many variables. So week 4, hey, I got 8 new people that just in this first 7 days just found 2 people on the planet that want to get a gold savings account and do the smallest investment package for their equity. That's it. Listen, 8 times 5 is still what? 40. 40 new units. 40 plus 20 is what? 60 plus 10 is what? 70 plus what? 75. So it takes 25 from 75 and leaves how much?
50.
And it then takes 50 from 75 and leaves what?
25.
Oh, that's another 50, 75. What happens? That's 2 cycles. That's all we did was math. It goes to 0. Then the next one, it brings it to 80 and leaves 5 over. That's all. And if people do that, now granted, you add that plus that plus that plus that, I'm talking about $13,182 in 90 days. And I'm not talking about anything. Where they do that at?
Nowhere.
No. Let's just be honest. Everybody probably ain't gonna do this, and it's cool. But what if you only had a 50% success rate?
That's pretty good.
Would you take $6,500 for putting on less than $200? Look to your left, to your right. Your neighbor probably got on a $200 mistake right now. I'm telling y'all, listen. I'm telling y'all, this is crazy. I'm telling you what? So when I saw this, I couldn't believe it. But let's say that you're god awful. Let's say that you're the worst affiliate Karatbars has ever seen, and you fell by 90%. You only have a 10% success rate. Could you take $1,300 in 90 days for less than this? This is crazy. Yeah. And y'all crazy for not getting it. So that's it. But what if you didn't make your minimums your maximums? What if you decided, here's the crazy thing about this, and this is what eliminates the idea of a Ponzi scheme where everybody at the top making the money and everybody at the bottom don't. Because I can come in and do the lowest package, including shipping if I wanted to ship it. But you can do it digitally. It'd be like about $175. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. I can do that. You can come in 10 levels after me. You can decide to do this, and you can make more money than me from day one.
Wow.
But here's the crazy thing. And you don't have to be a package pusher. You can get this. Everybody else still do this, because this is this math is based upon with 5%. Wow. You do this, everybody else still do this, and look at the increase because you get paid greater cycles.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, guys. There's a host of packages. We deal with very high net worth individuals because there's 2 types of money problems. There's people that don't have none and people that got too much. And they need to do something with their money before your Uncle Sam gets to it.
Your uncle.
And so they move it out of cash as quickly as possible, anywhere from $25,000 to $1 million for executive packages. We have advanced packages from $2,300 to $15,000. We have smaller packages from $150 to about $1,700. And like I said, these are the qualifiers. Everything you see in white qualifies you as bronze. Everything you see in silver, go figure, qualifies you as silver. Everything in gold is gold. And from $3,000 all the way to $1 million as VIP. And there's units that differ. I wish I had something, guys. I don't. My time literally is ticking to 10 seconds. And so this is another thing they'll talk about. That's our deal, guys. You can enjoy your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to bring up somebody. And in my last 10 seconds, I'll say this. In Anaheim, California, a gentleman by the name of Walt Disney. Y'all know him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He had a really good friend. He brought him to this large open area and he says, hey man, I see these teacups right here. I'm just gonna have them spinning. I'm gonna build this big mountain right here and have something right here. I'm gonna put this big castle right there and put 2 rats in it. His friend up there was like, what? He's like, but I want you to invest with me. His friend like, nah, you tripping. His friend walked back to his car, did not invest with him. And by today's standard, every step he took back to his car cost him about $40 million per step. And they're about a mile out into the open. Do whatever you want to do. Somebody invited you. But please let your next step be your best step.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, guys. Steps in the right direction can pay you. Steps in the wrong direction can cost you. I get the privilege of bringing back to the front of the room a very fine gentleman that's going to come just give you guys just a brief